Well, turning now to the crisis in the Middle East and a grim milestone. Since the war began in October, the Hamas-run health ministry reports more than 29,000 Palestinians have died. This, as a member of Israel's war cabinet today warned of an expanded ground offensive in Gaza.
If by Ramadan hostages are not home, the fighting will continue everywhere to include Rafah area.
And for the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, the Israeli government is also discussing whether to increase restrictions at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Officials said that they will announce their decision in the coming days. Tensions are also mounting on the Red Sea. The U.S. military conducted a new round of strikes against Houthi rebels targets over the weekend. These new strikes include targeting what U.S. Central Command says is the first unmanned water vessel used since the attacks began. Well, a missile attack by Houthi rebels has damaged a ship to the point that the crew had to abandon it. Houthis also claim they shot down an American drone. And for analysis, we bring in Colonel Eric Buer, retired Marine Corps Aviator and author of the book, The Ghosts of Baghdad. Colonel, good to be with you again. So what do you make of these latest attacks by the Houthis? It seems the militant group is not letting up.
No, they've been emboldened. They've suffered the first reprisals after the Tower 22 attacks. We focused on the Islamic resistance in Iraq, turned back to the Houthis. They went kind of radio silent, but they don't seem to be deterred at all. And so, as an Iranian proxy, they feel they've got the upper hand with, in this case, some technology, some continued supply chain from Iran, and Iranian leadership that remains on the ground.
Yeah, and I understand the United States recently reinstated sanctions against the Houthis, but obviously, as we talked about, it doesn't really seem to be a deterrent to them. In fact, they're ramping up their attacks. So what do you think the United States should do now?
Well, we need to continue to isolate them. So they need to know they're going to be isolated. They're only about, not only, but they're about 200,000 strong. They're fighting an internal civil war with the Yemeni government. They're certainly fighting a continued war against the Saudis. So opening this third front and really an assault on international shipping it's a one-way ticket for them. There's no winning for them in this case. So I think they have to realize that their Iranian proxies are going to at some point leave them to their own demise, and they need to probably realize that much sooner than later. Otherwise, they will be target of all U.S. allied. British, we have clearly their strikes and reprisals.
Yeah, the Houthis did say previously that they would only stop their attacks, in particular in the Red Sea, until Israel ends the war in Gaza. And of course, that's not happening anytime soon. As we heard, Israel plans to push forward with its ground offensive into Rafah unless the hostages held by Hamas are released by the start of Ramadan. That is, of course, next month. Colonel, if Israel and Hamas can't reach some sort of compromise, where do you see this all going?
So Hamas needs to realize what they're asking for is completely unbalanced. So they're saying they want 1,500 prisoners released, and we'd release 5 Israeli soldiers who are captured. So it's unbalanced. It continues to remain unbalanced. One thing you can count on with the Israelis is keeping their word. So the 10th of March comes, nothing's happened. They're going to roll forces, continue it all the way back down towards the Rafah gate. And that's good for no one, particularly the Palestinian people, who Hamas continues to ignore, has continually ignored since the 7th of October.
Yeah, do you see this turning into a wider conflict?
I think right now it's about as wide as it's going to get. I think the intensity may ramp up. I think the violence will ramp up. But we've got to remember, this is Iranian proxies. So it's Iranian-supported Hamas, Iranian-supported Hezbollah, Iranian-supported Islamic resistance in Iraq, who conducted the Tower 22 attacks, and certainly their support to the Houthis. And so it really goes back to how effectively can you put pressure on Tehran to rein in their proxies. Or a potentially more dangerous scenario is have those proxies now gone rogue. Those proxies feel that they can act on their own without direction from Tehran. It's a little bit of a wait and see. The closest here we're going to see now is going to be the 10th of March as Ramadan kicks off, and what type of political solution there can be fostered between Hamas and Israel.
Well, Colonel, thank you so much for coming on and for your insights. Always appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great night.